Okay, so we're going to restart this. We already played our first game, but he had some issues with his connection and disconnected even though he was winning. So we said we are going to restart the match at 0-0. So I'm going to not going to do the intro again. I think, I'm not sure. Basically, no, we'll see. I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to keep this. I have a 2-drop and a bunch of angels, which should be very good. I'm on the play again. This is like the fourth time basically in a row. Like the last match didn't count, but even there I was on the play. So I'm getting very lucky in that regard. But yeah, I'm playing against the 4/5 color Planeswalker deck, which is like the top deck of the last season. But it didn't get a whole lot of like new cards. So I'm wondering if the deck is actually still good enough. And so this is one of the matchups I was interested in playing and see how well they perform. For me, I mainly want to like have pressure on the board so he can't really cast his Planeswalkers. And also like starting turn 4 ideally, if I get it, wanna open a Warping Veil. Just to deal with the few botcast he actually has in his deck. That's a very nice draw. There's not a lot of options here for me. The main question is going to be next turn whether or not I want to play Gisela. This only depends on what he does this turn. I mean, he knows I have Warping Veil and it's very clearly telegraphed that I'm having it in hand. So this comes into play untapped. He has 3 mana, he doesn't have double black. So he doesn't have a whole lot of options in what he can actually play. That's actually a very interesting play I can make. I can play Warping Veil. Okay, that's Radiant Flames. I'm just going to counter this. The other play would have been if he didn't play this, to make the 1/1 token and then potentially attack like with everything into him and have Eversin on turn 4, which could be very surprising. Okay, so here he takes 6, he's down to 12. What can he play with 4 mana? He can play Gideon, who just dies. He could have another Radiant Flames, which is unlikely. So I'm going to play Gisela here, because he doesn't have a whole lot of options. Like Radiant Flames is one, the other one is Tragic Arrogance, which he can play next turn. If he has another, he obviously clears my board. So he had both. Okay. Again, unfortunate, but what can you do? Fallout Seal would be a nice draw, Plains would be a nice draw. But I think I'm going to cast Warping the Eldest Throne, most likely. Sure. He's going to up him. Doesn't really matter, I don't get it for next time anyways. Okay, so basically what I want him to do is tap out for something big. And maybe get some value back with Everson. I can also consider like pressuring his life total and maybe finishing him off. Because he doesn't have a whole lot of layers and I got one more land I can play. The 2/2/2 tokens. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what he does. I drew all 3 Warping Lands, it's pretty fun. That's interesting. Does he have a sacrifice to fight? Yes. Guess I'm going to play Walking Rain. The third one, but yeah, this says my Everson. And I'm getting him down to 1 HP. Well, also he gets me down. What would be very nice? Plains would be the best draw. I cannot block here. Because he is going to take 3 damage here. My Everson is a 6-5. Okay, if I attack and he has one removal spell for my free bait, I just lose. Man on land would have been very big here. I don't think I can afford to attack. Because any removal spell kills me. No, not only that. Not even removal spells a card he also has. No, I would survive, but any planeswalker would also kill me. No, not any. A 4-mana planeswalker. So yeah, a lot of. If I attacked here, sure I would have got him down to 1, but I would have died in a lot of ways. If I had 1 mana, I would have gotten 2 bodies that are flashable. This is a declaration. I don't know if there's anything I can draw to Winston. No, that's a sadly game. If this came last turn, it would have been different. No, it wouldn't have. It would have still lost. Oh well, that's a good game for him. Let's move on to the second one. So yeah, the double Radiant Flames is something I didn't expect. Like, I thought, I even mentioned it, I believe, he would need a second one, but this is not something I wanted to play around. Yeah, if I had drawn Aura, like Always Watching, or the other one that gives him everything +1, he would have been dead. So it was a really close game, despite the 2 Radiant Flames. But also because I had like pretty good opening again. Well, I had a counter at the right time. Okay, so that's basically game number 2, and I'm on the play again. Okay, that's weird. I think I'm going to keep this. Start with planes. Guess I get like a double white, I can play it next turn. I mean, double Thalia and 2 5-drops are rather slow. Not so far being speedy hasn't really won the games, it was always more the long game. It ended up being closer, like the mid-range creatures pushing through the damage. 2-drop would be really nice here. But get another planes. I don't think that I would ever play the Eldrazi, the Meta Reshaper over Thalia if I do him. Okay, so we're shaping up to have Thalia into nothing, into Meta, into everything, maybe. We have 5 lands. this point I believe Gideon would be really good. Fortnite would be really good. Just something I can play on turn 4 would be really nice. Valia makes it so all his creatures and tokens come into play tap. No, he's only at 3 mana. I don't think there's any situation where I wouldn't attack with her next turn. He plays Blessed Alliance, but I have a second one in hand that I cannot play. He has a declaration instead. So he puts one of his removal spells in there, that's fine. Okay, then I'm going to follow up with the next one. Let's play this time. Okay, so he has at turn 4 now. My decision is going to be which of these I want to play. It's going to be hard to call. Like my fear is if I play Reality Smasher he may just Obnixilos him. But even that it's not too terrible. Got 5 damage and Obnixilos dies to Valia most likely. He does a lot of thinking. Okay, so he unmakes. So now my question is, does he have Obnixilos? And if he does... Yeah, I think I'm going to hold open everything. Because there are like a couple planeswalkers that can just take care of Reality Smasher, and only getting 5 damage isn't going to be good enough. She isn't one of them. Okay, listen. Okay, so Everson takes care of his planeswalker. The question is, do I Reality Smasher on it? I think at this point I do because both are threatening. But I'm not going to play the Envoy just in case he has an Arrogance. The more reserved play would have been to crack this land in his end step. But I think that I'm just applying too little pressure to him. I have two of my biggest threats of the deck in play now. And I basically killed his Alenquart for like a 2-drop and 4 life. Which is like the weakness of Planeswalkers. If you like can't stabilize the board, they just die for atmosphere and creatures can attack freely into them. A lot of them obviously can kill creatures as soon as they come into play, but Alenquart isn't one of them. In my opinion, not a very good Planeswalker, but maybe Planeswalkers are just that good that even the worst ones Kiora would see play. He's just at 6 mana. He does have double white. That's an interesting one. I wonder what he's going to choose. Probably tap them both. Yeah. Okay, so my play is going to be probably play my land, pass, and then get you to 1/1 Fopter tokens. Two, three, four, five, six. So yeah, Tamio is like his only blue card. And I wonder if this is really good enough to justify running. It buys him time and it's almost certainly going to draw him at least one card, probably two. Except unless he decides to like tap down both of them again. But yeah, right now I think he doesn't have like anything in the way of dealing with both of these. He probably does have like something to deal with one of them, but then the other would kill his, for example, Sorin on Retardo. He may have his Singleton Tragic Arrogance, but I'm actually going to play around it a bit, I think. Just because I've been rather unlucky so far. Like in all the other matches he had 1 or even 2 Radiant Flames exactly when he needed them. Okay, so he is choosing probably to which of the creatures he wants to draw cards off. Both of mine. Okay, how much damage do I have? I have a lot of damage. I'm going to pop this first. Interesting. So I kind of feel he will struggle unless he has tragic arrogance. So I'm going to play around it. And I'm not going to give him the card from Everson. I'm attacking with one addition, value with one addition Copter token because this guy is trample, but yeah, this I don't understand. Why did you waste it? You didn't target it, right? No, you did target my Everson with it. So he only drew one card out of it. Maybe I'm respecting like the one of arrogance too much and the game could already be over, but with me playing more aggressively. But at the moment I feel like I have so much pressure on the board I don't need to add any more. Like even if he plays like a Sorin and kills, I don't know, their Smasher or Everson, and then maybe has a cheap removal spell. Yeah, he had it. So I'm going to get a 1-1 token. I want to refill the board afterwards with a bunch of stuff, but I don't think I'm going to like waste collective effort. Okay, it won't be a waste. Is he going to attack? I don't think so. Okay, so he has 2 cards left. Oh, that's a very nice draw. Okay, I'm going to get both clue tokens out of him. I'm also going to not attack because I think I can keep the one on flyer for something better. Something like Radiant Flames or Chandra would be very good for him, but I'm wondering like how many answers can he really draw perfectly. Okay, so he doesn't have a ward clear, I don't know at least. That's fine. There goes my bishop. He got me 2 tokens, which is good. Okay, what else does he have, I wonder? He has Sorin. He may +1 Sorin. And pass? Maybe? No, he's minus. Okay, so I want to draw 1 creature. At the very least. That's one creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so I can pop a clue token. Matter Reshaper is also nice, but here I need to play the 3-blade so I can play Collective Effort. Destroy target creature. I'm not going to destroy any of his enchantments because I want to attack with his Sorin with both. So Radiant Flames would be really rough for me now, because my board would die again. Another Planeswalker wouldn't be too bad. Except Chandra, which would be even worse than Radiant Flames. Okay, so he +1. And he gets an everything. Okay. Everything is also very scary. Because I don't have any instant ways to do that, but I have to attack into him. That's an interesting card. So no, let's tap with white sources. Surprise, surprise. Maybe there was an option not to attack with the token to have him as blocker. But then he could have just let me sacrifice one creature and a Soul would have gotten to live, so I don't think that's correct. You have... Okay, so I'm going to die very soon. If I play everything, I have 11 power on board. I think the Matter Reshaper has to come in. Omen Dog, maybe. No, again, he has so much removal for the land. There's a declaration instead. Do I care about this? I think I actually want to draw. I guess I'm basically dead. The only way I can win is if he blocks the 3-2 or somehow makes me sacrifice it, and I draw Declaration in Stone. He does block it. Okay, so he gives me 1 out. Nope. Sadly not good enough. Too bad. Yeah, I lost. Good game. Sadly, didn't work out. Oh well. So that's 2-0 for him. I'm surprised it went like this. Like the games weren't that one-sided, but maybe if I played differently, I could have won them. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.